Hello. In this video we'll walk through the steps on how to install the MRP application on your computer. In this video we'll discuss how to register the application, how to have MRP instantly create a few custom fields in QuickBooks to be used by MRP when creating the MRP, and how to grant access rights to the tables in QuickBooks to enable MRP to extract the information required to create the MRP, and to enable MRP to add purchase orders to QuickBooks. After downloading the zip file from the MRP website, double-click on the zip file to unzip it. The following files will be shown. Double-click on the executable file named Setup to start the installation and respond to the prompts until the installation is done. Once installed, you'll see the MRP icon on your desktop. Double-click the icon to launch the application. A small window appears like the one shown here. Now this next step requires internet access, so be sure your computer is connected to the web. Select the option titled Setup in the menu bar. Then select the option titled Registration from the drop-down. A window is displayed for entering the information required to register your application. In this example, the application is already registered. Enter information in all of the fields. Oh, and this is important, do not include any apostrophes, quotes or ampersands, as these characters will hinder or prevent the completion of your registration. For example, the name McFarley's should be entered without the apostrophes. Another example, the ampersand in the name Gideon and Sons should be replaced with the word and spelled out AND. The phone number entered here is used by MRP when sending text alerts, and the email address is where MRP sends the reports and Excel spreadsheets. After entering the information, select the button titled Process Registration. MRP confirms your registration by displaying the expiration date of the free trial period in the status bar. And you're done with the registration. Let's close the registration window. Now for these next steps, be sure to have QuickBooks launched and your selected company open. From the MRP window, select the Custom Fields option in the drop-down menu under Setup. A window is displayed presenting a list of checkboxes for activating custom fields to be used by MRP when creating the MRP. Let's have a look at these custom fields. Ship lead time. This field is used for storing the number of days a product must be shipped prior to the customer's due date in order to ensure delivery on or before that due date. Production lead time. This field is used for storing the number of days required to make the assembly or subassembly. Item lead time. This field is used for storing the number of days an item must be ordered from the vendor prior to the required assembly or ship date to ensure delivery on or before the required date for assembly or outbound shipment. Quantity price break. The quantity price break field is used for storing the number of units in a set, package, or container when MRP creates purchase orders. For example, your MRP may require 87 units of an item, but the vendor only sells this item in packages of 50 units each. In this example, the value of 50 is stored in the quantity price break field, and MRP would report that 2 packages of 50 units each must be ordered to satisfy the 87 units required for the MRP. Order lead time. This field is used for storing the number of days in advance to send the purchase order to the vendor to ensure delivery on or before the required date for assembly or outbound shipment. Normal ship mode. The normal ship mode field is a free format field used for storing the mode of shipment under normal operations. For example, the value LTL carrier would be stored here. Rush ship mode. The rush ship mode field, which is also a free format field, is for storing the value of the transport required for expedited delivery. For example, Uber or Next Day Air would be stored here. All of the custom fields are optional. MRP works just fine without them. However, these values further refine your MRP, making the information more valuable and tailored to your operation. For this training exercise, let's check all of the checkboxes to create all of the custom fields, and then save the selections. The following pop-up dialog window is displayed after you select the Save button. This window is displayed by QuickBooks, prompting you to acknowledge your permission for MRP to access specific tables in the QuickBooks company file. In response to the question, Do you want to allow this application to read and modify this company file? Select the choice, yes. Whenever this QuickBooks company file is open, then select the button titled Continue. Another pop-up dialog window is displayed. Select the button titled Done in the second pop-up dialog window, confirming your permission. Just a heads up, QuickBooks will require responses to these prompts again later in this setup process, and when creating the MRP reports, and again when creating purchase orders, because permissions are required to access the tables in QuickBooks that Mars is extracting the data from. The good news is that these prompts only occur the first time you run Mars for your company. We'll look at this in more detail later in the training session. The status bar displays the message, all done, when our selections are saved. And now, let's take a look at a few of the custom fields in QuickBooks we just created through Mars. Let's look at the custom fields created in the vendor table. Let's select a vendor from the home page in QuickBooks. And let's select the vendor France Fasteners. Then select the button titled Additional Info to view the custom fields. As you can see here, order lead time, normal ship mode, and rush ship mode are new custom fields assigned to the vendor record of France Fasteners. Since we're here, let's enter values into these fields. Let's say that France Fasteners requires a 5-day lead time, with a normal ship mode value of LTL carrier and a rush ship mode value of Uber. Remember, these custom fields are optional. You don't need to create them, and you can leave any of them blank even after you create them. Mars will reference these fields only when they contain values. Okay, we're almost done. To complete the setup, let's run Mars for the first time. We're not going to use the reports from this run. The purpose of running Mars during the setup is to enable QuickBooks to grant access to the tables required by Mars. So, let's select the button titled Create MRP Report. Within moments, dialog windows requesting permission for Mars to access more tables in QuickBooks are displayed. We'll provide the same responses that we provided previously when we created our custom fields. In response to the question, do you want to allow this application to read and modify this company file? Select the choice, yes. Whenever this QuickBooks company file is open, then select the button titled Continue. Then select the button titled Done in the second pop-up, confirming your permission to access the table. These 3 pop-up dialog windows occur for each table Mars extracts data from. Mars needs permission to access up to 9 tables in QuickBooks, so be prepared to respond to several prompts. But the good news is that these permissions only need to be granted once. One final note, QuickBooks also requires your confirmation on permissions the first time you create purchase orders as well. Just respond to the dialogues the same way as instructed and you'll be fine. Well, that's really all there is to set up. Enjoy your Mars application and welcome to the Mars family.